Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of Dodger Baseball. Today, the 1951 Dodgers take on the Cincinnati Reds. The Dodgers slipping a little bit after reaching 500 as they have fallen back to 7-9. Cincinnati, on the other hand, comes into this afternoon's game with a record of 8-6. This is game 17 in our 1951 Strat-O-Matic replay, taking a look back at the game that was actually played in the 1951 season on Friday, May 4th. It was the Cincinnati Reds jumping out to a 5-1 lead and then clinging to it as the Dodgers tried to battle their way back. Final score, Cincinnati 5 and Brooklyn 4. Howie Fox, starter for the Reds, only went 4 innings, gave up 10 hits, 4 earned runs. On the other side of things, it was Joe Hatten starting for the Dodgers. He also only went 4 innings, gave up 7 hits, 2 earned runs. The bullpen ended up blowing it for the Dodgers, or taking the loss, I should say, as Phil Houstead went 2 innings after Hatten, gave up 3 hits and 3 earned runs. He ended up taking the loss on the day. So the Dodgers look to get back into the winning column, get one game closer to 500, and move closer to first place, as Hatton's first offering on the way to Connie Ryan is a 4-7. We are underway this afternoon at Ebbets Field, and right away we've got a split chance, and on the split it was a 9. And a leadoff single for Connie Ryan. So Grady Hatten will step in to face Joe Hatten, and Hatton's pitch to Hatten is a 5-5. And that's a fly ball out to Snyder, so there's one away. And Joe Adcock comes to the plate. He's riding a 9-game hitting streak as we enter today's game, and he picks up a 5-8. Man, Adcock draws a walk. With 1 out and 2 on, it'll be Ted Kluszewski. Kluszewski hitting .270 so far this season. And the pitch on the way to Kluszewski is a 2-3. And a pop to short. Pee Wee Reese there, 2 away. Turns into a clutch situation now as Johnny Premiza comes to the plate. His 25th at bat of the season. He's hitting .165 to start out the season, and he picks up a 2-7 from Hatten. And that's a ground ball right at Reese. Side retired, no damage done. We head to the bottom of the first. Dodgers looking to scratch the score column first as Abrams leads things off, and he gets a 3-11. And he grounds to short, 1 away. That'll be Pee Wee Reese, who's up to the average to .429. And he gets a 3-8 offering from Red starter Howie Fox, and he draws a 1-out walk. So Reese stands on at first, Snyder up. And Reese looks to get the jump, and he does, but he gets thrown out. So Premisa back behind the plate, guns out Pee Wee Reese, 2 away for Duke Snyder. And it is a 5-12. And Snyder flies to center. Usher right there, inning over. After 1, no score. As the Cincinnati Reds come up here in the second, they'll be led off by Johnny Rorostek. And Woroschek's offering is a 3-4. And that's a fly ball to left, 1 away, as center fielder Bob Usher steps in. He gets a 2-9 from Hatten. On a split, it's a 16. And there's a fly to left. Abrams pretty busy out there this inning. 2 away for Roy McMillan. And it is a 3-5 to McMillan. And a ground ball to the pitcher. So 1-2-3 inning for the Dodger defense, and they will send up 4, 5, and 6 here in the bottom of the second. As Robinson leads off, he gets a 3-10 offering from Fox. And Robinson leads off the inning with a single. Robinson going to try to get the jump. He does not, so he will not attempt to steal. It'll be Gil Hodges. And Hodges gets a 6-7 from Fox. On a split chance, it's a 4 And Hodges picks up a single, moves Robinson to second base, and the Dodgers have something brewing here in the bottom half of the second inning as the six-hitter Roy Campanella steps up. Campy's still hitting .472, and the pitch on the way, and Campy gets a 2-7. On a split, it is a 7. And a double for Campanella. Robinson scores. Hodges moves to third. Dodgers take a 1-0 lead, and they continue to threaten as Furillo comes up with nobody out. So the Dodgers have second and third, nobody down. Howie Fox's offering to Furillo is a 6-10. And a ground out to short that scores another run as Hodges advances. McMillan's play to first. Didn't have a play at home. Hodges moves up. Campanella moves up. And there's one away with Campy on at third. And it's Billy Cox now who gets a 4-12 from Fox. And a split chance. It's a 19. And a line out to short. Campy has to stay put at third. So two away now as Joe Hatten looks to help his cause. And a pitch on the way to Hatten is a 2-9. And Hatten strikes out, but the Dodgers strike for two, and after two, they lead it by two with a score of 2-0. As Howie Fox will lead things off for the Reds as they send up 9-1 and 2 here in the third. And Fox gets a 5-2 offering from his counterpart. Now on a split chance, it's a 12. And a single for Howie Fox to lead off the third. So the running theme continues. As we've talked about already, the Dodgers will take leads, and then they will promptly allow the opposition to at least scratch closer. And a leadoff single from the pitcher continues that theme as the top of the lineup for the Reds come up. It's Connie Ryan. And Ryan gets a 1-7. And there's a walk. So now the Reds have first and second, nobody out. And Grady Hatten digs in. Joe Hatton's offering is a 6-9. On a split, it's a 6. And Hatten drives that to center field for extra bases. Fox scores. They're going to stop Ryan at third. And wouldn't you know it, it's a one-run ball game, and the Reds have guys at second and third and nobody out. As Joe Adcock comes up, he walked back in the first inning. He's looking to continue that 9-game hitting streak that he's on, and it will be a big opportunity here for the Reds. And Adcock gets a 4-6. And he draws another walk, so the bases are loaded for Ted Kluszewski. Infield will play in to try to cut down that run at third, and the pitch on the way to Kluszewski is a 2-2. And a line out to second base, 4-5-4. Triple play. A triple play turned by the Dodgers as Robinson fields it, throws over to Cox at third, and then Robinson sprints back to second, and they turn a triple play to get out of the inning. A huge turn of events as the Reds had the bases loaded and nobody out. So first triple play of the season. And now the Dodgers hold on to that one-run lead as they lead it 2-1 into the bottom of the third. And Howie Fox serves up a 3-8 to Cal Abrams. And Abrams draws a walk. He's on. Reese is up. And we will attempt to hit and run. On the 2-dice roll, it is a 5. No luck. Pitch on the way now to Reese is a 2-6. And a base hit for Reese. And Abrams will hold at second. And that'll bring up Snyder now. So the Dodgers back with a threat of their own, as Snyder gets a 110 from Fox. On a split, it is a 14. And that's a fly ball to right. It's caught. Abrams going to look to move up. And we will try to advance. And it is a 12. And Abrams moves up. So that puts runners on the corners now with 1 out. So Robinson digs in here with guys on the corners and 1 out. Corners playing in, thinking Robinson could bunt. Instead, let's see if we can't move Reese to second. He attempts to steal. He's running. And on the offering, it is a 2. So we might have an overthrow. So a potential overthrow. The ball does go into center. So that scores a run. Reese moves to third. Again, we have obviously been very aggressive on the base paths. Reese has been gunned out 3 times that I can recall just in the last handful of games. But we're going to continue to do it because it puts pressure on the defense and it forces them to make plays. You're going to live with it, you're going to die with it. So the Dodgers extend the lead with the overthrow. And Robinson, now with the infield completely drawn in, picks up a 3-4. And Robinson draws a walk, and naturally we're going to take a look to try to steal Robinson at second. He does get the jump, and it is a 2 again. So another chance at an overthrow. This ball goes into center, and Robinson moves up. So Reese steals second, ball goes into center, he advances, and then Robinson walks, draws a throw to second on a stolen base. Ball goes into center field again. Robinson moves up. Reese scores. And the Dodgers have scored 2 runs without putting a bat on the ball. As it'll be Hodges now with the infield drawn in. And Hodges gets a 3-6. And Hodges draws a walk. And 60%, we're going to take a chance. And he is running, and it is a 14. So Hodges gets gunned out. That turns it into a clutch situation for Campanella. And the pitch on the way now to Campanella is a 1-9. And Campanella strikes out, but the Dodgers strike for 2 after a couple of overthrows, and they extend their lead to 4-1. As Hatten steps back out, he'll face Johnny Promisa. And Promisa gets a 4-4 offering from Hatten. And this is Billy Cox over at third base. It is a 12 on the 20, and it is a 7. And there's an error. And wouldn't you know it, the Dodgers again extend their lead, and they allow base runners to get on. So now, with nobody out, Woroschek steps up. And Woroschek's offering from Hatten is a 2-9. And there's a ground ball to first. They turn a huge double play there. And now Hatten and out away from getting out of the inning unscathed after the leadoff error. And it'll be Bob Usher who digs in with a 2-12. On a split, it's a 15. And there's a home run for Usher. So, of course, the Dodgers can't get out with a shutdown inning. Because that's just been the theme of the season so far. So Hatten, leadoff error, gets erased thanks to a double play, and then he serves up a home run. So just like that, the Cincinnati Reds have cut the lead in half, as it is now 4-2. As Hatten now offers up a 2-7 to Roy McMillan. And a ground ball to short, but the Reds get one back after 3.5. Brooklyn 4, Cincinnati 3. As Carl Furillo steps up, he gets a 6-5. And on a split, it is a 6. And Furillo gets the run right back as he goes yard for the 4th time this season. Dodgers extend their lead to 5-2 as Billy Cox now digs in. A 5-8. And he pops to short, 1 away. And Joe Hatten now, 2nd time around. He gets a 4-6. On a split, it is a 16. And Hatten singles to help his cause, and Abrams turns the lineup over. With 1 out, Hatten stands at first. Offering to Abrams is a 3-8. And Abrams draws a walk. So Pee Wee Reese now, guy in scoring position, guy on first base, 1 out. Fox to Reese, 2-9. And a strikeout, big strikeout for the Reds as they turn it into a clutch situation now. And Snyder loses a few points in the clutch. Pitch on the way to Snyder is a 6-3. And a split chance for Snyder. It's a 15, and he lines to second, ends the inning. Dodgers get one back, though, on the Carl Furillo home run, and they extend their lead back out to 3 with a score of 5-2 as we enter the 5th inning. It's Howie Fox to lead off for the Reds, and a 2-12 upcoming. Ground out to short, one away. Connie Ryan, his 3rd time up, is a 4-8. And a single for Ryan. So one away, one single with Ryan on at first base now. It'll be Grady Hatten. Hatten today, 1 for 2. He's got a double back in the 3rd inning where he picked up an RBI, and then he flew out back in inning number 1. And the pitch on the way to Hatten is a 4-5. And that's a fly ball to left. Abrams right there. Adcock now. He's 0 for 0 as he's drawn 2 walks. He's still looking to extend that 9-game hitting streak that he's entered the game with. And he gets a 3-5. And he draws his 3rd walk of the game. So guys on at first and second with 2 outs. And Klazuski, he's got the power to make this a tie ball game with 1 swing, and he gets a 3-4, and he flies out to left, so he just missed it as Abrams finds the ball in that afternoon sky and retires Klazuski. So after 4.5 now, the Dodgers lead it, still 5-2 as Jackie Robinson comes up, his 3rd time up, and he's got a 3-6 offering from Fox. And a single for Robinson. And of course, right away, we're going to look to get the jump. He does not get it. We won't attempt to steal. We'll leave it up to Hodges and company. Offering to Hodges is a 5-4. And this is Usher out in center field. Going to have to make a tough play. It is a 3 on the 20, so it's going to be a single to get down and then a 10. So a power single for Hodges moves Robinson to 3rd. Infield drawn in now. Campanella steps into the box. The Dodgers looking for a couple of insurance runs, as it is a 6-10 on the way to Campanella. Ground ball to short. We will look to advance Robinson. And the throw is going to get the lead runner. Play at the plate. 1-18. He's safe. And it's a 10. So Robinson scores. Fielder's choice does not go the way of the defense this time. And the offense scores a run, and they pick up a runner. So the corner's now playing in. Hodges standing at second. Campanella at first. Furillo an opportunity to bust this game open as the Dodgers have scored in the last 4 innings, as they've got 1 here in the 5th. So Furillo up against Fox. Pitch on the way is a 1-8 to Furillo. And a force play. Hodges takes 3rd. The runner at second. Campanella is out. Furillo on at first. So there's 1 out. Furillo going to look to maybe get the jump. He is. And it is a 5. So Furillo steals 2nd. And that brings the entire infield in for Billy Cox. Pitch on the way to Cox is a 1-4. And a split chance, it's a 7. And Cox does not score both runs, but he gets an insurance run as he gets a single through the drawn-in infield. So Cox on at first. Furillo moving from second to third. Infield back in. Cox not going to attempt to steal, as Joe Hatten will dig in. A 3-11 to Hatten. Sack fly to left. That makes it a 6-run lead for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 5th, as Abrams now with 2 away. a 1-7. And Abrams walks, so there's 2 outs. Runners on at first and second. And Pee Wee Reese now. A 2-4 to Reese. And he strikes out, inning over, but the Dodgers strike for 3 more runs. And after 5, they lead the Reds 8-2. As Johnny Premisa leads things off, it is a 6-11 for Premisa. And that is a fly out to right field, so 1 away. As Johnny Warostek steps in. He is 0 for 2 with a 5-11. 5-11. And that is a walk to lead off the... there's 1 out, and that is a walk. So there's 1 out. Warostek on it first, and Bob Usher steps in. He's got a home run today. Pitch on the way to Usher is a 2-8. And that is a line out to second. So there is 2 away as Warostek stands on at first base. Pitch on the way to Warostek to McMillan is a 6-5. And the next chance for Reese over at short. Pitch on the way is a 4-5. It's not a pitch. It's a 3. So just misses on the 20. And then a 9. So Reese will make the play at shortstop. And that retires the Reds after 5.5. Brooklyn 8, Cincinnati 2. As Duke Snyder steps in. And it is a 3-7 to Snyder. And that's a strikeout, so 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. And now it's Robinson. Pitch on the way to Robinson is a 1-11. And a split chance gives it a 5. And that's a single for Robinson. So Robinson with a 70% chance of stealing. Of course, we're going to try for the jump. He does not get the lead. No attempt at it. And it'll be Hodges with 1 away. And it is a 3-8. And that's a strikeout, so 2 away now. And Campanella steps in. And it is a 5-6 to Campy. And it's ground ball to first, inning over. No runs for the Dodgers. It's still 8-2 as we enter the 7th. As Howie Fox will not hit. Bobby Adams will come in and pinch hit for the Redlegs. Pitch on the way to Adams is a 3-8. And there's a pinch hit single for Adams, so he's on. Connie Ryan up as the top of the lineup comes up for the 4th time for the Reds. And Ryan gets a 3-3 offering. And that's a base hit for Ryan. Stop sign for Adams at second. Runners on at first and second. Nobody out. And Grady Hatten now. A 2-7. And a base hit for Hatten. And bases are loaded now. And the infield, we're not going to hold. The infield is going to be brought in, even with the 6-run lead, as the Dodgers have blown multiple multi-run leads so far this season, even more so in the last third of the ball game. As Phil Houxton, we're going to go with Clyde King. Clyde King will get brought into the game with the infield in. And Adcock looking to extend his hitting streak. He gets a 3-5. He's walked 3 times today. And he strikes out there. So 1 away. Infield will remain. Actually, the corners now will remain in. And it's Klazuski. Pitch on the way to Klazuski is a 4-5. And this is Pee Wee Reese, a chance to turn a double play and get out of the inning, perhaps. A 17, good start on a 14. He does. He turns the double play. Clyde King comes in. They get out of the inning. No damage done after 6.5. Brooklyn remains in the lead, 8-2. That's Furillo now. Against new pitcher Ed Blake, Furillo gets a 5-6. On a split, it's a 20. And a double for Furillo. So after the Reds load the bases and don't score with nobody out, the Dodgers lead off with a leadoff double, and Billy Cox now gets a 5-3 from from Ed Blake. And it's Ed Blake who has an opportunity to make a play on the mound. It's a 14 on an 8. So Ed Blake going to make the play. We're going to hold the runner at this point. So Furillo holds. King will come up. King will sacrifice. Let's sacrifice him instead. King squares. He bunts it. Sack bunt to the pitcher. And now a chance to extend the lead, perhaps here with 2 outs as Abrams steps in. He gets a 3-4. On a split, it's an 18. And a line out to second ends the inning. No runs for the Dodgers. They still remain in the lead with a score of 8-2 as Johnny Premisa will face Clyde King for the first time, and it is a 1-4. On a split, that's a 20, and a fly out to left, 1 away here in the 8th. And now it's Johnny Warostek. A 5-6 to Warostek. 5-6. Fly ball center field. Snyder's there, 2 away. And now it's Usher. A 5-4 to Usher. And this is Cox over at third base. Pitch on the way. Oh, I'm sorry, the re-rack is a 3 and a 9. 3 and a 9. So Cox there, 1-2-3 inning for King in the 8th. He's come in and he's been spectacular through 2 innings. Looking for that 3-inning save as Ed Blake now will face Pee Wee Reese for the first time. And Reese gets a 4-7 offering from Blake. And there's a leadoff double for Reese. And now it's Snyder, who continues to bat under the Mendoza line. He's at 181. Pitch on the way to Snyder is a 4-6. And Snyder pops to second, 1 away. And it's Robinson's turn. Pitch on the way to Robinson, who is 3 for 3 on the day, by the way. And he gets a 4-5. And that's a base hit for Robinson. And we're going to, of course, wave Reese around 1-19. And the throw's coming home. We'll try to advance it. They're going to let the run score. They're going to try to get Robinson. And it is a 14. So they cut it off, throw to second. Robinson in there safely. And the Dodgers lead it 9-2. As Hodges now. A 1-10 to Hodges. And Hodges strikes out, 2 away. Roy Campanella now trying to extend the Dodger 8th. They've already plated 1. And it is a 4-5. And a base hit for Campanella, of course, will attempt to score the run on a 1-19. Throws coming home. We're going to hold the runner now. It's Campanella 1 for 7. Robinson trying to get waved around, and he gets a 10. So Robinson scores. Ed Blake laboring out there as he's allowed 2 runs here in the 8th, and the Dodgers lead it now 10-2. And a 2-11 on the way to Furillo with 2 outs. And a foul out to the catcher, inning over. So the Dodgers take a 10-2 lead into the 9th. Clyde King will stay on. He'll face Roy McMillan. Pitch on the way to McMillan is a 5-4. And this is Cox over at third base. It is a 13 on an 8. 13 on an 8. So 1 away here in the 9th. Now it's probably going to be a pinch hitter, who will be Barney McCoskey. And McCoskey will pick up a 6-9 from King. On a split chance, it's a 4. And a home run for Barney McCoskey. A pinch hit home run makes the Dodger lead 7 now, as they lead at 10-3. As Connie Ryan comes up, his first at bat against Clyde King is a 4-7. And a walk. So Ryan is on with 1 out. And now it's Grady Hatten. A 5-7 on the way to Hatten. On a split, it's a 3. And Hatten going to drive the ball for extra bases, as Ryan will be stopped at third. So with 1 out, the Reds attempting to make a comeback as they've got guys on at second and third. And Joe Adcock, perhaps his last at bat, looking to extend his 9-game hitting streak. And a 4-4 on the way. And this is Reese at it's short with a chance to make a play. It's a 12 on a 5. 12-5. And it's a ground out to short. Runners hold, 2 away. And it'll be left up to Ted Klaszewski. And the pitch on the way to Klaszewski is a 2-4. And Klaszewski pops up to first, and that will end the ball game as the Dodgers get back in the win column, knocking off the Reds this afternoon at Ebbets Field by a final score of 10-3. Final lines today: Brooklyn, 10 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. Cincinnati, 3 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors. As we take a look at the box score, Hatten goes 6 innings for the win, his second of the season. He gave up 8 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs. He walked 5 guys, didn't strike out anybody. Clyde King picks up the 3 innings save as he goes the 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run. It came on the home run, and then a walk and a strikeout. On the losing side of things, it was Howie Fox for the Reds. He drops to 1-2 on the season. He went 6 innings, gave up 10 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 6 walks, and 6 strikeouts. The Dodgers back in the win column and back to 1 game below 500 as they move to 8-9. The Reds fall to 8-7. One last time here from Ebbets Field this afternoon. The Dodgers back in the win column as they defeat the Reds by a final score of 10-3. Until next time, so long, everybody.